everyone, it's Sharana from Pay or Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing Power Season 5, Episode 7, The Devil Inside, okay? So, we're going to start off with my boy Proctor. So, we see that Proctor gets his license back. So, the DA, they make a call to the board, I forgot what the little law board, and basically they get him reinstatement, but in return, they ask him to get information on Angela Valdez, which basically leads him to asking Tommy about some murder that had happened in the court, that happened in jail, and trying to connect her to Sandoval's murder, the person who was working for Lobos or whatnot. And so we see that, I guess Proctor now, he's not going to necessarily snitch on Ghost, but he's going to snitch on Angela as a deal of him getting his license to practice again. So we're gonna go on Tommy, okay? So Tommy is still bonding with his dad, even though he don't know his daddy ain't ish, and his daddy is basically trying to set him up. And so they basically go visit him because we see Tamika tells mocking them that basically, hey, you need to squeeze on him a little bit harder because we didn't give this man his freedom, and he basically hasn't given us anything to truly put Tommy, Ghost, and Angela, as the head of this big drug cartel or whatnot. So we see that Tommy's dad came up with the idea with the ramen noodle bags to basically help him smuggle drugs into the prison. So they go to meet the Connect, which is a guard that works inside of the prison, who actually ended up processing Tommy when he was in jail. And so they go to basically get the money from him so they can give him the product. And something didn't feel too right. It felt a little light in the little box, and so we see that he actually put a weight in there because he didn't have all the money to give to Teresi. Teresi snapped, he go crazy, and then he started drilling holes in this man's kneecaps, y'all. Then he drilled a hole in this man's head. So now we kind of see where Tommy gets his crazy from. And so I guess after that, they started bonding a little bit more, and then Tommy sitting up here getting diarrhea in the mouth, telling him all these crazy stuff that he did, all these crazy ways that he has killed someone. So we see that Teresi and Kanan has a conversation, and she's kind of like, hey, I know you're supposed to snitch on him, but this is your son, and this is really going to be the only family that you have left after I die, because we know that Kanan is dying from cancer. And so she's just like, are you sure that you want to go through with this? Do you not want to welcome your son? And oh, by the way, I know that this is your son, so I don't know what you was thinking, that you got something past me or whatnot. And so basically, they invite Tommy over for dinner. Tommy goes to dinner with them. But before that, we see that Tommy was hanging out with Teresi and his best friend after they kill old dude. And then his mama heard what was going on. So his mama pop up at dinner and go crazy, go off like, I can't believe that you was having dinner with this hoe and this dude over me. And they get to this whole little ordeal. And so basically, they kick her out. And it's just like it's just a shit show, y'all. It was just a lot going on at this dinner. And so we see this, seems like Teresi's kind of having second thoughts about what he's doing. But then we see this fool snitch about Ghost killing the guard. Charlie Murphy, the one who Charlie Murphy played when they were in prison. And so, Lord, he done snitched on him, told them about that. He was like, make sure I have immunity. I really wouldn't trust him. I'd be like, you need to put this in writing before I say anything. But yeah, so it seems like he basically has made his decision. And even when John Maka told him, like, hey, like, there's no turning back now. So, I'm trying to think, I think that's it with Tommy. And then they said, bring your girl, you dating somebody? He's like, I'm dating a little somebody. I said, but Tommy, you not dating nobody. But then he tell them about Keisha. Then he go to Keisha, like, hey girl, I want that old thing back. And then all of a sudden she give it to him, because we knew she was going to give it to him, because she was holding out to teach him a lesson. So I guess technically it worked, but he was still talking about, I think I want to do this right. But then he's like, no, I know. I don't know, sir. I don't know if that was really believable what you did, but Keisha fell for it, so it don't even matter. So now I guess I'm going to have to learn how to live through scenes with Keisha and Tommy, and I'm not happy about it whatsoever. But speaking of Tommy, can we talk about Joseph Okoro, who plays Tommy? Because I think that he was trying to audition to get a horror film, y'all. Because the way that he was popping up at Angela's house, he was sitting at her couch talking about, oh, these some good organic chips. I'm just like, Tommy, you are super creepy. Then when he popped up in her car, I was just like, Tommy, where did you come from? Like, this is not okay. You about to give Angela a heart attack. It's not right. And I'm really interested to see how Ghost is going to feel when he finds out that not only was Angela working with Tasha, but she's also working with Tommy on something totally separate. So it's just a lot going on. So we see that, speaking of Angie, we see that Angie and Ghost, They have sex, but we knew that was finna happen. So I guess they said they weren't gonna try to make it work last episode, and all of a sudden they like shagging one another. So they together. Then we know that Tasha and Terry, they win the smash, okay? But Tasha tells him who actually shot Ray Ray, and he's just like, well, he can go to juvenile, like, he can go to jail, it's gonna be okay, it's his first offense. And I was just like, Tasha, I don't know what you see in Terry. He's never struck me as a man that was gonna be ride or die for you. And then even Jamie says that, Ghost says that, like, Tasha, are you sure that he's gonna flip for you? Because she tells him that he's gonna testify that he saw the gun. And so basically we see once we get towards the middle of the episode that Ghost actually goes to threaten Terry, which doesn't go over too well because eventually Terry ends up leaving after he's been subpoenaed to come and testify to what Tasha stated when she was interrogated. And basically he's just like, Tasha, I can't do this. That girl came to his house. She was talking all good about him to Keisha at dinner, and then all of a sudden she go up there. That man that cleaned everything out, left her, broke up with her on a post-it note. And gave her check back. I was just like, Terry. But I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. But I did think it was rude of Ghost to even go do something like that. Even the dialogue that he was having with Tasha, trying to really have an issue with her sleeping with somebody else when he's been sleeping with Angela this entire time and left her not once but twice over this woman. I was just like, Ghost, like, how do you justify some of the things that you say, like how you always have to be the victim in some way, shape, or form when you do people dirty over and over and over again? So I just thought that was really weird, their whole conversation. But yeah, so Terry left. Tasha go up to Jamie and them, like, basically I have to turn myself in at this point because he's left, which basically makes it look like that he knew something incriminating. So it just makes us look even worse. So I'm going to have to turn him in. Then Jamie's like, no, I'm going to turn myself in. Angela looking like, no, the hell you not. So yeah, so going into Jamie, we see that he has this discussion with Councilman Tate, and he finds out that Councilman Tate has actually been trying to do a run for governor, and then Jamie's just like, I'm not okay with this, and then he's just like, well, it doesn't matter because I don't want to do business with you anymore anyway, so he gets him off of the Queen's Project. So Jamie goes to meet with the little drug dealer dude that he knew Councilman Tate was working with, and he basically reveals to him that he's been taking the money that people have been donating to the Queen's Project to pay him. And basically Ghost is like, huh, why? And so he records the whole thing and goes and tells Councilman Tate, like, hey, I'm going to be the face. I don't care what you say. And if you don't like it, then I can go ahead and basically show people that you've been stealing this money. So what you want to do, boo? And of course he agrees to it. So he pretty much wraps that whole storyline up. I thought the Councilman Tate needed to be killed, but I guess that's just me, and I need to learn how to practice forgiveness, y'all, and just think that everyone doesn't need to be killed off the show. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, but I'm going to try to come to terms with having to see Councilman Tate still. But I'm trying to think what else really happened with Jamie. Him and Dre, you know, they working together. So basically, Ghost had told him that he was going to kill Diego. They basically set the whole thing up, and while Ghost is going to kill Diego, Dre is actually going to go and kill Jason, which doesn't work for Kanan. And so once 2-Bit basically tells him what's going on, because he really just doesn't trust Dre and how he's handling all of this stuff. He just didn't like how he didn't make him his number 2 to begin with, how he made Cristobal his number 2. And so basically, while Dre is basically telling Spanky and 2-Bit about how they need to make sure that Ghost goes to kill Dre, Kanan has already basically infiltrated, like, gotten 2-Bit on his side, and now they have Spanky on their side, that they're going to come work for him once they go ahead and take care of Dre and the Jimenez, and they're going to go work for Serbs, and Jason's going to be their connect. So we see that Kanan goes and kills Diego and his bodyguard, and then he takes the head to Jason, and basically he tells Jason, like, hey, Dre's coming to kill you. I want to take over the organization from Tommy. Let's go ahead and make this work. Jason's like, nah, I don't know how I feel about that. But then he's like, you know what? You smart, boy. You smart. So basically, Kanan's plan is working. I just don't understand how, like, Tommy and Ghost can be so trustworthy of Kanan and not think that he was really going to try to take the business from him. And even on top of that, we see that he has basically gotten Tyreek into this life of hustling. And so he basically telling him, I want to hustle the pills on my campus. And so I want to become my own man. I want to be a hustler. And then Kanan's like, I don't know if you ready, son. I don't know if you ready for all of that. But we see towards the end of the episode, he basically makes the commitment that this is what I want to do. I want to be just like you. And you're basically going to show me how to do that. So I'm trying to think, did I miss anything else? We see that Angela trying to get her hands a little bit dirty. She basically talks to Tommy and tells Tommy she wants him to possibly kill John Mock because he causing too much issues for her. But first, she goes to talk to the old dude Steve, who played her the past couple of episodes ago with the Jimenez and how he got them out of jail. And basically, she gets Mock a job, promises him a job as a way to try to get him off of basically trying to find more information to dig up on her. So we don't know if that's going to work. And I don't know if Angela really has the guts to have somebody killed. I just don't know if she's really about that life. But I ain't going to put nothing past Angie, y'all. I'm not going to put nothing past her. So all in all, this is just yet another setup episode. This is episode 7. We only have 3 episodes left. So I'm really trying to figure out when this stuff going to start heating up, because I'm getting a little tired of nothing really happening. Now we can say, yeah, they shot Diego, but that didn't really matter because we knew he was going to die. It was either going to be his sister doing it or Ghost and Tommy. So that really didn't mean anything to me, but I guess I'll have to see what happens next week's episode. But those are my thoughts on Power Season 5, Episode 7. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weights, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.